This is my normie wife, Amy. I've been getting her to play the first few hours of popular games while I sit there taking notes and offering no help. Because I'm a psycho and a bad husband. This time it's Red Dead Redemption 2, and let me tell you, she plays weird, often making things a lot harder than they need to be. But this game did end up teaching her a profound lesson about modern day life that I never would have expected. There will be a lot of criticism in this video. If you love this game and aren't ready to hear negative critique, please click away now. You're also about to see Amy struggle with some very basic mechanics, and to some, this can be infuriating.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Oh no, why is that even something that you can do in this game?
You've been warned, and I will say that this video is sponsored by War Thunder, but more on that later. As soon as Amy gains control of Arthur, her immediate first question is, can this horsey die? Because I don't want him to die. This is cute because she had the exact same reaction when she first got on the horse in Elden Ring and Witcher 3. I guess the horse girl stereotype runs deep in adult women. The game then introduces its first mechanic, tap A to ride faster. This is the first of a few traversal speed options. The problem for Amy is that in every other game she's played, there's only one button for traversal speed, and that's the go fast button. In Destiny 2, it's one button to boost on the Sparrow. In Elden Ring, it's one button to sprint on Torrent. In Cyberpunk, it's one button to zoom with cars. So when this game says tap A to go fast, Amy's like, why do I need to tap A? That's a bit weird. She better strap in though, because there's a lot more traversal mechanics coming soon. We reach the house and Dutch, the leader, tells us to hide. Most gamers would probably go in the large open door to the shed and crouch behind the waist-high wall. Amy instead just stands at the corner, looking the complete wrong direction and says, "Is this the shed?" Flawless. Our friend notices there's a dead body hidden in the wagon, and things are escalating, so it's time to learn some combat. The game tells Amy to press L1, and this is where she spends a full 20 seconds in the weapon wheel. By the way, I'm deeply PlayStation peeled from my childhood, so I have to translate all controls that way or I die in real life. Back to the weapon wheel. So the problem is that Amy's trying to press a button to select the gun, when all she has to do is let go of L1 and it would select it. I know what you're thinking, Jez. It literally says on screen, release L1 to equip. Good point. What I think happened is now that Amy's played a few games, she's trying to intuitively follow the directions without reading every word carefully. I like the confidence and that she's feeling more comfortable with games, but unfortunately in this instance, it's hurting her more than helping. Eventually, she lets go of L1 and pulls out the gun. Amy shoots a few guys and her aim is pretty clunky overall, but she does shoot everyone successfully. Yes, she over-aims a lot, spends too much time aiming down sights, and barely takes cover. But this is day one. Surely that doesn't last the whole playthrough.
Making a run for it. Arthur.
Hey, oh no.
Get that guy.
How do I, I'm stuck. Oh, I missed it, he's gone.
Okay.
Oh well, he's off, bye person.
After heading inside, Amy takes a moment to elaborate on the controls of the game.
These controls are a bit strange for me. I'm very confused as to what's happening. I don't feel like I'm controlling anything.
After looting some stuff from the house, Dutch tells us to check out the barn, which Amy does only to get jumped by a straggler, which leads to a fist fight in her first interrogation. In interrogations, you have two options: ask them a question or beat them, with the idea being that if they don't answer the question, your fists will encourage more talky talk. I couldn't help but notice that Amy doesn't beat him at all, choosing question several times in a row, which is typical because she's a big softie. And then when Dutch says that she can deal with him however she wants, there's the option to choke him, spare him, or beat him some more. Kind of like my preferences in the bedroom. Amy spares him, and when I asked her why, she said, because I didn't want to choke him. That's a bit gruesome. Yeah, tell that to the house full of guys you just shot to death, you hypocritical little minx, ooh woo. Then the game asks her to do three things: pick up her gun, pick up her hat, and talk to the horse. Essentially 3 interact prompts, except to pick up the gun, it's L1, to pick up the hat, it's square, and to talk to the horse, it's L2. Here's what Amy had to say about that.
None of this is intuitive.
What do you mean?
It's all these random things just saying, do this, do that, do this, and it's just me pressing the buttons it's telling me to. Feels like I don't have very much control.
I understand her frustrations here because every other game she's played up until now has had one button for interact. And just like this game has several nuanced options for traversal speed, it also has several nuanced options for interact.
Miss, it's okay. We're bad men. We ain't them.
Oh my goodness, we're bad men, but we're not them.
For the next mission, there's somebody missing and we've got to find him. On the way, Amy takes a moment to tell me her thoughts on the game so far.
Lots of story.
What do you think? Interesting so far.
I don't mind it. It's like, I don't really know what's happening. It's like one of those slow burn movies. I'm not really invested, but like there's not really much playing. Good thing I'm not good at playing, so I don't mind. As someone who likes playing, this would be tough.
Yeah, that was me.
And I've got to say, for the most part, I agree. Of all the previous games that Amy's played, I've usually finished them and spent a bunch of time in those worlds. Red Dead is the first game that, despite genuinely trying, I couldn't personally enjoy. Now that I'm a dad and have way less free time, slogging through 20 hours before finally having fun is just too big of an ask. Am I saying Red Dead 2 is objectively not good? No, of course not. Am I saying that I personally bounced off it because I wasn't having fun in the first 20 hours? Yes. Will Amy come to the same conclusion though? I couldn't wait to find out. While en route to the next mission, Amy misses a really important tooltip to change camera distance. In her defense, 3 seconds after it popped up, some subtitles appeared which distracted her. This is a bummer because it's very helpful to know how to bring the camera closer, especially when you're indoors. I found that sometimes it can be hard to see the small interactable objects, and going first person can really help with that. When they arrive, Amy gets off the horse, and this is where she hits another minor wall. Red Dead is known for its immersion, which means there's a lot of extra mechanics compared to other games. Like, instead of you just having all your weapons on your character, your extra weapons are on your horse. And when you leave your horse, you have to bring the right weapons. But again, Amy's knowledge of simpler game design hurts her when faced with these new, more intricate systems. So at the horse, it's L1 to view the stored weapons. The game tells her she needs to use the right stick to select the flashing pistol. Now, to you and I, as gamers, this is all pretty intuitive. But to Amy, a lot of subtle cues are getting lost here. Sure, the game is telling her to use the right stick, but it's not telling her which direction to push the right stick. Yes, the pistol is flashing, but Amy doesn't know why it's flashing, or maybe even that it's flashing at all. Yes, the game says sidearms, but Amy doesn't know that the pistol is a sidearm. All of this is creating friction for her. Amy eventually presses the right stick up, then the prompt and UI change, and she clicks off, not realizing she's grabbed the wrong weapon. As Amy walks away, I let her know that she doesn't actually have the shotgun yet. Look, this was naughty, but at this point she was spiraling and I didn't want her to get too mad. So Amy goes back to the horse, slowly absorbs the new prompts, and manages to retrieve the shotgun. In her defense, there's a lot of specific buttons to press in a very precise order here, and with the prompts and UI changing throughout, she was getting lost. I think the game could have done a few small things to make each step more clear, but Amy's also at fault for not going slow or carefully reading the text. Unfortunately, her troubles don't end there though, as next, the game mentions that her stamina core is empty. Now, Amy's dealt with bars before, like a health bar or a stamina bar, but not cores, which is essentially a two-tiered bar system. She misses the prompt, I think because she was overwhelmed in the moment. Trying to walk near an edge with her character while trying to read the subtitles and understand the story was using all her focus. If there's one thing I've learned about Amy from this series, it's that she gets insane tunnel vision while gaming. She can easily miss entire sections of the screen depending on what's happening in the moment. And the tutorial prompts being small and off in the corner isn't helping. I don't know if that's a normie thing or just an Amy thing, but it is what it is. And if that makes you mad, how are you still here? Please close the video. It only gets worse. Anyway, Amy drinks some alcohol and the game tells her that the stamina core is no longer empty. I point this out to her and she says, "The core? What's a core?" Uh-oh. That's when I realized she has missed this entire concept. It's probably fine though. We managed to find the guy we're looking for, but then a pack of wolves came rushing down the hill. Amy tries firing the shotgun from one full stadium away. Most gamers know that shotgun equals close only. And despite using a shotgun in Destiny 2, Cyberpunk, and now here, Amy is yet to connect those dots. She does almost get a collat on the wolves somehow, and then her final shot literally looks like she's toggled on aimbot.
Wow, actually insane shooting.
Bad shooting. I don't know how to shoot better than that. That's a bit rough.
While trying to escape down the hill, another lot of Angie dogs appear. As Amy tries to shoot these ones, she's one frame away from obliterating her friend. Love that for her.
Cringe.
Nice one. Nice one.
Wow.
Wow.
I didn't think I got that one.
As we arrive back at camp and day one comes to an end, Amy told me a little bit more of how she felt about the game.
It's just so slow.
Yeah.
And then I don't even feel like I'm doing anything when it's doing. I just feel like it's like, press this thing, beep. Press this thing, beep. Walk, beep. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing or what even this story is. I'm not invested in these vigilantes. Anyway, maybe it'll get interesting.
The reason I think Amy isn't invested is because the game both she and I played right before this was Expedition 33, which happens to have the strongest opening of any game I've ever played in terms of story. It's more climactic in the first hour than most games at the peak of their entire narrative. It hooks you almost instantly. The mystery is so compelling. The characters are layered and interesting right away. The emotional gut punch in the first hour will have you deeply invested in what happens next. I do have grace for Red Dead though, because it's much more of a slow burn. So it's almost an unfair comparison, but alas, that's just the order we happen to play these games in, and fair or not, Red Dead is being judged against its predecessor, which in this case is E33. So Amy had gotten her first taste of Arthur and the gang, but tomorrow she would have to learn a hard lesson, because this game wants you to complete each mission exactly as Rockstar intended. Hi, my nipples are small, and War Thunder is so realistic they have to beg their players to stop leaking classified military documents online. It's available now for free on PC, consoles, and mobile, and is the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made. It's so comprehensive that my favorite tank has its own website and sales funnel. Command over 2,500 tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships of 10 major nations from the 1920s to today. Hey, if that's not enough tanks, you might be a world-conquering dictator, in which case talk to a therapist immediately. The vehicles are so detailed with graphics and sounds so immersive, I thought I was watching Dunkirk for most of my playtime. Join the 95 million worldwide players in epic PvP combat and try not to get recruited by your local Navy SEAL, because he is hiring and you are a good candidate. The in-game vehicle modeling is so intricate and sophisticated, I accidentally completed a degree in mechanical engineering just by watching the trailer. The customization is so in-depth, you can put fireworks and a birthday cake on there, and I literally have a 1-year-old son. Play War Thunder for free on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, or mobile using my links below. New and returning players that haven't played in 6 months will also receive a massive bonus pack across PC and consoles that includes multiple premium vehicles, the exclusive vehicle decorator Eagle of Valor, and 7 days of premium account for a limited time. Sponsored by War Thunder. We load in on day 2 and Amy doesn't know what to do. There's no mission marker and no directions on the HUD, but Amy figures there's instructions somewhere, so her first impulse is to just start pushing buttons. She holds left on the D-pad, which opens the journal. Not it. She holds right on the D-pad, which opens the satchel. Also not it. She holds down on the D-pad, which opens the info splash screen, but weirdly doesn't include any mission markers. Still not it. She did enjoy this cute picture of a train Arthur made, saying, and I quote, choo choo. What Amy doesn't know is that the small yellow icons on the minimap are the mission markers. Also, if she had just tapped left on the D-pad instead of holding, it would have opened the log, which has the mission info. Amy starts to walk around and luckily stumbles into the right building to begin the next quest. On our way to the O'Driscoll camp, we learn more about Dutch's nemesis, and Amy has some things to say.
You killed his brother, Dutch. Yes, I did. And I hope the bastards will be reunited soon enough.
Wow, he's mad. He's not very good at forgiving. It's only gonna hurt him more than anyone else.
As we arrive at the camp, once again, Amy has significant challenges with the weapon wheel. And let me defend my wife here because I do not think the game is being clear enough, and this is quite an interesting discussion in my opinion. First, these flashing slots aren't helpful. They fight for attention with all the information on screen, and Amy isn't sure how they're meant to fit in. Give me clear labels on the outside of the wheel that correspond to the tutorial prompt at the bottom. Because look, when she hovers over the sidearm slot, it's actually labeled here in the middle, but the way the text is laid out, there's no difference between the word sidearms and the words cattleman revolver. The slot label is blending in with the weapon name. Ew. Also, why did they have to make everything grayscale for the weapon wheel? Some color on the key words would really go a long way here, even if it was just for the tutorial. Like if the word long arm was green and the long arm slot had some green, that would really help Amy connect the two. What's also adding friction is that we're using a PS5 controller and the button prompts are Xbox. Hey. If you're Windows or Steam or Rockstar and you're a $1 trillion corporation, just get the icons right. I don't know who to blame here specifically, so I'm just listing everyone. And yes, I tried disabling Steam input, and no, it didn't work. And yes, most games have this problem, but it still makes me mad. Also, you see these 4 tiny white dots above the tutorial text? These actually show what step you're on. And this would be so helpful if Amy could see them and actually knew what they were. Unfortunately, in a snowing environment, they blend in a bit too much, but change them to say like step 2 of 4 and actually make it visible, and this would have been great. Again, these are all tiny changes that won't make a difference for most gamers. I'm only making the case on behalf of the ultra normies like Amy. But in my opinion, more clarity is always better. Anyway, eventually she equips the right weapon, and as Amy's heading down, couldn't help but notice something.
I've not fallen or hurt myself at this stage. Most games I usually have. Probably because there's not much gameplay here.
Then Amy admits she can't quite tell which character is talking, which is my bad for not enabling the subtitle speaker setting, so we fixed that. As we sneak into the enemy camp, Dutch gives Amy the option to take charge or follow along. She chooses to give him the lead, and Dutch's big move is to immediately yell, "Kill these bastards," at the top of his lungs, giving up the element of surprise for literally no reason, in what can only be described as a bizarre tactical move. To be clear, we had just successfully infiltrated the heart of their camp without being detected. And Dutch went, good luck everybody else, because now I scream. In the middle of the shootout, the game starts trying to pepper Amy with combat tips, and let me tell you, the worst time to give her these is in the heat of battle. But in the chaos, Amy does get her first cinematic kill, and her reaction was that she thought she just died and almost put the controller down. I was like, no, you killed him, you're good. And she was like, oh, okay. Then the gang gets ambushed from the trees by more O'Driscolls, and this is where the Deadeye mechanic is introduced. But once again, to Amy, and maybe most non-gamers, prompts during combat may as well not exist. So Amy doesn't attempt Deadeye at all, which is a bummer because it's a major part of combat. I love that she took the whole ambush head on, not even thinking about taking cover. Kind of a Giga Chad move. As we're riding away from the camp, Dutch provides some words of encouragement, and Amy tells me what she thinks about him.
Proud of you boys, all of you.
That's sweet. Thanks for the encouragement.
Do you think he's a good leader?
I mean, so far he seems kind. Just trying to look out for his people. He's a bit obsessed with that guy though.
A bit obsessed with your arch nemesis, Dutch. Maybe too obsessed. As we're riding along, we see there's a straggler from the O'Driscolls. Amy's only objective here is to bring him back alive. And yet, this will prove to be her greatest challenge so far. On the first attempt, Amy doesn't use her minimap to follow the bad guy and just stays with the group, immediately failing the mission. No idea what she was actually looking at here, but alas, we go again. On the second attempt, she actually does see the guy and goes after him, but then the game tells Amy to use her greatest foe, the weapon wheel. While she's focusing on riding the horse, the game is trying to tell her to equip the lasso specifically, but caught up in the chase, Amy assumes she has to pick the same weapon as always, a gun. Again, if the word lasso was maybe blue in the prompt, and there was some blue with the lasso in the wheel, that would have made things so much easier at a glance. Give me some color, Jerry.
Am I supposed to get him dead? I think I'm not supposed to get him dead, am I? Whoops.
What did that say to you?
Keep him alive.
Yeah.
Whoops. Well, the thing said just check your weapon wheel, so I was like, I'll pull out my weapon. And then I was just a little trigger happy and may have accidentally killed him.
Whatever you do, keep him alive. Bang, 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 bang.
Dead.
Attempt 3, Amy grabs the lasso, inches closer to the bad guy, and gets off the horse. All good, no big deal. Because eventually she catches up and does land a successful toss. All Amy has to do now is hold L2 until she can tie him up. That keeps the lasso active. But as Arthur dismounts the horse, she lets go of the button. I'm not gonna lie, I made this exact same mistake in my playthrough, so I can't even be mad. It is surprising how long you have to hold L2 for. Also, when I failed the toss in my playthrough, the guy immediately ran away and I had to keep chasing him. For some reason with Amy, he's just standing there, which is pretty lucky and borderline sexist.
Oh, I gotta hold it. Do I hold it?
Please don't kill me, please.
Maybe I don't know what I'm...
Look, I give up.
Am I too close?
Mister, please.
Finally, after all this kerfuffle, Amy throws the guy on the horse and we make our way back to camp. As we do, Amy has some thoughts about the horse riding in this game.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Beep, 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 riding a little horsey. A lot of riding though. I don't like how the pressing to do it. I still don't really understand how to move fast. Like it's not a hold, it's not it's very confusing still.
Once the mission is over, it's up to Amy to find the next objective. And just like earlier in the day, there is no obvious quest marker anywhere, but this time, Amy does notice the yellow P on the minimap. She makes her way to it and thinks that it's in this barn, so she enters. What Amy doesn't realize is that the P is in a different section of the barn. So even when she gets as close as possible to the marker, there's nothing there. Amy leaves thinking she's missed something and spends a long time exploring every other building in town. When no one else seems to need her help with anything, she eventually makes her way back to the P. This time approaching it from the correct side, so she successfully finds Pearson, the camp's chef. He sends us to go find food with Charles, and while riding there, Amy gets spammed by several more pop-ups. One for matching speed with companions, one for the horse's bond level, one for Arthur's health level, one for horse rearing, then one for Arthur's stamina level. All the while, she's just trying to read the subtitles and follow along with the story. This finally pushed her over the edge.
So I have no idea what the dialogue's going on because I was trying to read the top corner, so I have no idea what they're saying. I'm trying to follow along and ride while I'm trying to follow the instructions on the information in the top corner. And it's very confusing because it's trying to get me to multitask.
Women and multitasking, am I right? If only they could actually do it. Anyway, then we have a moment of true honesty where she tells me something a bit cheeky that I wasn't expecting. And for this to make sense, all you need to know is that in these recording sessions, we typically play for about 1 hour before bed. That's just parent life, and there's no way around it.
This feels like a long time.
That feels like a long time.
Oh, just playing this game's a long time.
It's a bit of a slog.
Yeah. When I played the other games, like, I didn't really notice the hour go by. I've been looking at the clock every 5 minutes and it feels like no time has disappeared.
Yeah.
I'm still going and my eyes are sleepy.
That's the sign of a good video game. And you're desperately checking the time.
So much story, so little game, such strange like mechanics. It's really kind of just, it doesn't seem like any other game that I've played.
When we reach our destination, Amy does a good job tracking and nails the first deer. But the second one slips away, and on the way to finishing it off, Charles gives her some useful advice.
You should finish it with your knife. Well done.
I didn't even go in it.
Now, sometimes Amy misses big stuff like entire mechanics, but something as small as an arrow landing weird, she notices immediately. Her attention to detail is baffling and impressive. We take the deers back to camp, and Amy is actually starting to appreciate Red Dead in some really surprising ways.
Look, it's a bit wholesome and sweet. I like that it's slow paced and it's a bit old school, it's a bit fun, but at the same time, that's the only part that's fun. The actual game part isn't fun at all. It's, well, look, to be honest, it's low pressure and I like that. I don't like high pressure games, so I shouldn't complain. It's been so easy so far.
But you're falling asleep at the wheel a little bit.
Yeah, that's a bit true, but I think I'd rather fall asleep at the wheel than get shot in the head. So,
Shot in the head by who?
by the action of fast, intense, stressful gameplay. If I'm like falling asleep, I'm like, that's fine. At least I'm not sweating and stressed.
So what you're saying is it's a bit of a mixed bag.
It is, because I can't complain and I can't have everything and I don't like gameplay. And I finally have a game that has no gameplay, but I didn't factor in that it'd be boring. This storyline just hasn't grabbed me. It's a bit of a slow burn. Maybe it gets good, and if it does get good, then this game would be awesome. But right now the story's hard to slog through when you're not really that invested.
So Amy was starting to come around to the kind of experience this game was offering. But tomorrow she'll commit the biggest sin of the entire playthrough, while also making a profound observation about modern life inspired by this game's world. It's day 3 and everyone is rock hard. And by everyone, I mean me. Hit subscribe right now if you're also rock hard, you flaccid wench. Sorry, I'm just trying to make myself laugh as I'm writing this script. Anyway, we've got a train to rob, so get on your horse. When we arrive at the tracks, Amy helps Bill set up the detonator. And while doing this, she has some thoughts about the interactive tasks in this game.
Gives you interesting tasks to do. It just seems a little bit odd, because it doesn't really require skill to do it. It just basically prompts you to press buttons. So it doesn't feel like you're actually achieving anything. It just feels like you're doing what you're told. It's weird. It's like, I think it's kind of interesting. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh no.
What's that?
Oh no. How do I was trying to get on my horsey and I pressed the wrong button. I didn't know you could punch a horse. Why is that even something that you can do in this game?
The horse is sad now.
How do I make him happy? Sorry, sweet horsey. No, we're friends. Why is that even an option to be able to punch a horse? That seems like a weird thing to add. Like, what value does that bring to this game outside of sadness?
They gave you free will, honey, and you chose to punch the horse with it.
No, I was tricked because I didn't even know how to use this controller and the prompts are very different.
Save it for the judge.
The train goes past, but the bomb doesn't explode, so the gang has to move quickly. As the cutscene transitions back to gameplay, you'll notice that Amy doesn't start running right away. This is because she was texting someone at the time. I know, it's very disappointing, but it shouldn't be a problem because all she has to do is run and jump onto one of the many
Oh. That's why the detonator didn't go off. Because I'm stupid.
Attempt 2, she successfully makes the jump, but now Lenny is about to fall off the side and needs our help. Effing hell, Lenny, get it together. This is the quick time event where Amy has to spam a button to pull him back up. By the time she notices the little prompt in the bottom right, however, it's too late and Lenny falls to his death.
Oh.
Attempt 3, she's all over it though, and lifts him up like Leo and that chick on the Titanic. A few cars later, she runs at a firing squad without taking cover, which gets her killed. Attempt 4, Amy manages to stop the train, but while floundering in her menu for health, Lenny gets killed off screen somewhere. Attempt 5 goes better. Lenny keeps it in his pants, and eventually they rob the main carriage. Cha-ching, money sounds, etc. That concludes the heist mission, and it's time for the gang to leave this snowy mountain and look for greener pastures. While on the road, Amy's starting to appreciate Red Dead for what it is rather than what it isn't.
On the road again. It is a bit sweet how slow paced this game is though. It's a bit cute. I'm not sure the problem's the game, the problem might be me. And us, and just how everything needs to be quick these days. So it's kind of nice to have something slow. It doesn't exactly make the game fun like the play part, but it's low pressure, which I like.
Amy ends day 3 by doing something that maybe no other player has done in the history of this game.
Hey, slow up. I'll jump on.
How do I slow down?
There we go.
Is he coming or what? It's like he's going the wrong way. Am I going the wrong way? I'm going the wrong way. We're off-roading. Where is he? He said slow down, I'll jump on. Oh, there he is. Oh no. Is reverse a thing? Nope, I'm bugged. Is that because I got bugged?
She failed the slow wagon mission. There's no combat, no enemies, no time limit, and no objective other than to follow the yellow path, which is basically straight. Not only that, she was 10 seconds from reaching the new campsite. It was a stone's throw away. Watching her make that drive again was a cruel and unusual form of torture. After what felt like 3 hours, Amy reaches Javier again, and this time he really does hop on the wagon when she slows down. If only he knew the price we paid for that comfort. With a desperation I'm not proud of, I tell Amy that if she really loves me, she'll avoid that stump on the right this time, at all costs. She agrees, and we're still married accordingly. Thus begins Chapter 2, Horseshoe Overlook. There's a nice cutscene, and some small prompts start to briefly mention some of this game's ongoing survival mechanics, like shaving and changing clothes, eating and resting to maintain cores, watching out for weight loss or gain. God, I've been there. Mostly the gain though. Hunting animals for the camp, etc. And to my surprise, things are getting better and better from Amy's perspective.
Wow, this game actually might be a little bit better if you get to do fun stuff like that.
What's fun?
Like live life.
Live life.
Hunt and get some food for everyone, and you have to make sure you eat enough so you don't get too skinny, and you gotta make sure you don't eat too much so you don't get too fat, and you can stay healthy. And then you also, like, I don't know, have like a base camp and it seems a bit nice. I don't know, it just is a bit better now. That whole beginning was like a lot though.
There's only a few things worth mentioning on day 4, so this will be quick. Amy starts off by having an unusual breakfast that I think we can all relate to in current year.
Oh my goodness.
What am I drinking?
Whiskey. What time is it?
I got no idea, but it feels early. Feels way too early for whiskey. I didn't realize it was whiskey.
At some point out on the street, a random guy recognizes Arthur from Blackwater a few weeks ago, and it turns out that's bad. So we chase this guy to strike some kind of deal. In his panic though, he reaches a dead-end cliff, gets thrown off the horse, and is holding on for dear life. That's when we catch up, and here's how Amy handles this very intense, time-sensitive encounter.
Please! I can't get up! Please! Do something! Help me!
Wow, he's got a lot in that little satchel.
You have to help me! I can't hold shit!
Wow.
Did you just kill him?
No, he just fell. I guess he's died. What happened? I was reading it to see what to do.
You spent time just looting the helicopter.
Was I not supposed to do that? It said, open the satchel.
He was desperately crying out, please help me, I can't, hold on. And you were like, 1 second, I'm just gonna steal everything from you.
But it's a game and I was just following the prompts. My goal was to follow the prompts.
I only said that because you happened to bump into the horse.
I didn't realize. How am I supposed to know this is like real life? Half the time it's not like real life, and then sometimes it is like real life. How am I supposed to know when it's like real life? That's tricky. You're a bad guy. Great. Great, great, great. Anyway, now what? I just killed a person. I probably should go like drink something.
You feel bad that he died?
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Rough morning.
Mistaking an interact prompt for a quest step is deeply normie pilled behavior, and I'm here for it.
Well, why don't you let your pistol...
Whoops.
Then for the first time, Amy comes into contact with the full force of the law.
How do I get back to camp? Whoops. Uh-oh. Oh no.
You're in trouble.
I reckon I found something. Oh, no. Better turn this place inside out.
Wow. I'm dead. I'm actually dead. Whoops. Well, I learned that lesson the hard way.
You got a $10 bounty on you already.
That's a big bounty. 10 buckaroonies. Well, just kill me already. Dead. Dead.
That's what you said.
Exactly. I knew it. Is this heaven?
For day 5, I wanted to give Amy a more realistic gaming experience. So I decided to answer any questions she had and helped her as much as possible. This absurd experiment where she's doing everything blind is interesting, but not always the most fair representation of a game. When she wasn't sure where to start, I told her about the map for the first time, something the game had never mentioned or shown her. Then we went and paid off her bounty immediately so she could actually return to town. Some drunk bar fight shenanigans ensue, and eventually Amy starts her final mission. This time it's following the prisoner to a nearby O'Driscoll camp. Amy holds her own in the shootout, and after a while, all the enemies retreat. The bad guy wasn't in the cabin though, so we returned to camp empty-handed. Overall, it was a ruckus of a time. So at the conclusion of day 5, Amy gives me her final verdict on Red Dead Redemption 2.
I think it was a slow start, but it's pretty good. It's nice for me because I don't like the crazy fast combat, quick reaction time situation because my reaction time isn't great. I get very flustered and then I fall off my horse and ram my face into poles and stuff and get myself stuck into strange places and panic. As I'm playing it a bit, I'm a bit more invested in the characters. But if I was playing this on my own, I don't know that I would put in enough time to get to the point where I would really start to enjoy it because the story is really slow. The characters are a bit sweet and I like Arthur. They're all kind of friends and then don't like each other at the same time, but they're a part of like a group. Camp vibes are a bit nice. Better than the snow. The snow was a bit horrific and everyone was having a sad time, so that was a bit of a tough start to the game. I was like, this game seems like it's just a bit sad. But now that they go to camp, they're kind of re-establishing themselves a bit. I got a bit of cash.
You like being able to cash up?
Yeah, I got a little bit of cash, found some monies.
Where do you rate this game compared to all the others?
It's definitely better than Elden Ring. I'll play this over Elden Ring, that's for sure. I'm pretty sure I lost hair and got wrinkles and maybe some years gone from playing that game. It was so stressful and infuriating. But I did like Cyberpunk better and I also did like E33. Obviously, that's my fave.
I know what you're thinking. Jez, isn't it about time you start calling Amy a casual gamer? Well, to be honest, she still only plays these games as a favor to me. Amy is yet to actually play something of her own free will. She was close with Expedition 33, but for whatever reason, just hasn't made the time to continue that playthrough. I think until she does, it's fair to call her a non-gamer. I do want to go back to the profound observation she made on day 3, but first, a quick reminder. Make sure to check out War Thunder for free on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, or mobile, and use my links below to register. If you're new or haven't played in 6 months, you'll also receive a massive bonus pack across PC and consoles, including multiple premium vehicles, in-game currency, and more. When Amy said that she doesn't think the game is the problem, we are the problem for needing things to be so quick these days. That cut me deep, because everything in me wants to blame Red Dead for being too slow and boring. But deep down, I know that she might be right. So while neither of us fell in love with this game, I can see that if you're willing to meet it on its terms, there's something special here. And now that you've seen this journey to the end, you'll definitely want to see Amy try Expedition 33. She literally cried in the first mission, and that video is on screen now.